want to tell you a story about leadership that still hits me in the chest today. There was a time when one of my team members, I was the leader, and one of my team members simply just stopped listening to me. And it wasn't in some kind of dramatic or obvious way. It was just a quiet, sense of ignoring me. Just to seem like a small thing, and it even seemed invisible to everybody else, but I could feel it. I asked her to do something that was really important. And so she did the typical thing like, kind of nodded and, pretended like she heard me. And then she didn't do it. She completely ignored it. So I asked her again, very nicely, gently, the same thing. But there was no follow through. There was no eye contact, no real sense that she was really understanding me or connecting with what I was asking her. And so at that moment, something inside me started to sink. You know that feeling where your heart sinks? And it's really uncomfortable. And so I remember thinking to myself, did I say it wrong? Like, am I not being clear? Maybe I'm not a strong enough leader, something like it. And it's totally wild because even after years of experience, education, training, it seems like that point in time when you're ignored by one person starts to make you question your whole identity. It's like, am I cut out to be a leader? Like, honestly, right? And I remember standing alone in the supply room later that day, and I leaned against one of the shelves, and I really felt this lump in my throat, and like, not that I was gonna cry, but yeah, I guess it was kind of like I felt like I was gonna cry because it felt like even though I was the leader, I didn't feel respected, I didn't feel heard, and I didn't feel like a leader should feel. I felt invisible, and I could have went to my higher up about it, but I didn't want to go talk to them because I didn't want them thinking, gosh, if she can't even handle one team member, maybe she's not ready for leadership. So I held it in. And over time, that silence, that holding it in really changed me because it felt like from there, every request I made felt like such pressure. And it felt almost like walking on eggshells. And part of me even thought, like, maybe I need to be more forceful. Maybe I need to push harder because after all, I am the leader, right? But then my intuition or my deep sense was like, no, like, that's not who I'm meant to be. And so when this finally shifted, I had these realizations, and it wasn't necessarily, her not doing the thing that hurt my feelings. It was that feeling, and it was really deep down, your heart skips a beat. It was that feeling of not being heard. And I know, and I've heard by speaking to other healthcare leaders that a lot of leaders carry that same discomfort quietly because people see your title, but they don't see, the times you've been dismissed, or the heaviness when you're trying to lead people, but they don't seem to be listening. And then that fear of looking incompetent if you ask for help, scary, right? And then just that sense of exhaustion because you don't want to have to push or force. It just doesn't feel right, but it's exhausting when you feel like you do. And so this is what I've learned. This is not something that we fix by forcing. We can fix this by shifting our inner state, which is our presence, our sense of calm. It's a very different feel, and then our identity. And when you change how you show up, it's almost magical, because people change how they respond to you. And in that case, you would not need to yell or push, and you do not need to go into a space where you're feeling like you have to justify or prove yourself in any way, right? So what we need to do is we need to lead from a place where our presence makes people listen. So if this story landed for you, like if you've ever felt that pressure of being unseen or unheard as a leader, and I have most of experience in healthcare, but it could be in any setting, I am putting together a short session on becoming the leader that people listen to. And it's going to be mostly for healthcare leaders or other leaders who want to lead with that powerful influence and that feeling of confidence, where you can be calm and not feel like you have to force. And so if you want to have the link to this session, comment listening below, or send me a private message and I'll share the details with you. And just know, you don't have to carry this weight alone. You do not have to push to be heard. There is a way, and I would love to show you. So I will see you there. Be sure to comment listening below or send me a direct message.